superhero teams. Ever since the X-Men show up on screen in the early 2000s, up until the MCU took over the superhero movie business, we've been introduced to various diverse and powerful teams from the DC and Marvel universes. Teams such as the Suicide Squad, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, the Justice League, and the Guardians of the Galaxy, to name a few. But out of these groups, two of them have been eternal rivals in the comic book business, as well as in every geek's heart, throughout the world. And we have all wondered who would win between them. These two groups are none other than Avengers and the Justice League. The Avengers and the Justice League are the two most popular and well-known teams in their respective universes, and have housed basically every hero in their respective worlds. Now to clarify, today I will be going over who would win between the MCU's version of the Avengers versus the DCEU Justice League. Disclaimer, I will be using an amalgam version of both the Snyder Cut and the Whedon Cut in order to fill in the info, as we have much less to go with in the short-lived / chaotic DCEU than the saga that the MCU has become. Now let us commence. In order to start this hypothetical Avengers vs Justice League matchup, I will be going over the overall strength, speed, and abilities each team brings to the table in order to figure out who would win this hypothetical match. In the realm of strength, the Avengers have no shortage of people with incredible amounts of super strength, from building level beings such as Captain America, who can damage concrete pillars by tossing Ultron through one, to heroes like the Hulk and Thor, who have scaling on the Iceland to country levels of power. This is obviously based on the famous Thor feat during the Infinity War, where he withstood momentarily the force of a neutron star. This feat has been calculated to Iceland level, which in theory Thor surpasses in his quote-unquote stronger than ever endgame self, where he has both Mjolnir and Stormbreaker with him. As strong as this may seem, it pales in comparison to the top 3 heroes within the Avengers, which are none other than Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, and the strongest Avenger, Wanda, aka the Scarlet Witch. Each of these heroes upskills from Thor, because each of them was able to battle the Mad Titan Thanos on their own, showing that they were easily above the base power of the Mad Titan, showing their superiority to Thor, who, while having the aid of Captain America and Iron Man, was easily dealt with by Thanos. These 3 heroes having such performances puts them easily above Iceland tiers and cements them on those country to country plus tiers of power. Now that said, all of this might be a lowball if we consider the fact that Captain Marvel, the at the time physically strongest Avenger, survived a punch from Thanos, which was powered by the Power Stone, which could have been indeed a possible planetary level attack, seeing as the Power Stone has the potential to wipe out entire worlds, as shown in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. This would upscale characters such as Captain Marvel and Wanda to possible planetary, or at the bare minimum, continental to multi-continental levels of power. And now here to help me explain the DCEU scaling is my good friend and local Superman expert, the Shady Sidebeast. Shady, take it away.
When it comes to the Justice League strength, it's a much different case. I will start with the basics, seeing as most of the members outside of Batman scale close to one another. Starting off with Wonder Woman, she has direct scaling from the movie Batman v Superman, where she was shown to keep up and fight on par with Doomsday. Also to add, this is nothing new to Wonder Woman, as she has defeated a god, and she has also stated that she has killed things from other worlds before. That really just shows how much of a badass Diana truly is. Even with all that being said, Wonder Woman still was doing a good job against Doomsday, who was constantly getting stronger and stronger over the course of the battle, and even took a nuke to the face. But the scaling doesn't stop there for Diana. She can be scaled even higher because of people like Steppenwolf and Superman. Now let's briefly go over what Superman can do that puts him in a high tier. In the same movie, Superman was stated to be able to shift a tectonic plate. Now a lot of people will try to debunk this, say it's an outlier, but it's very consistent if you read the Man of Steel comic book that came out, which is a tie-in to the movies. Superman was able to destroy a city single-handedly. Also, he has stopped other earthquakes before, so I think this is very consistent. Now that easily will put Superman and Wonder Woman both at country level all the way up to continental level, as they both were able to fight on par with Doomsday. Now I know some people still might be really iffy on Wonder Woman being so strong. Well, here's another one. She was able to fight Steppenwolf, the same Steppenwolf that fought another version of Doomsday confirmed by Zack Snyder that was strong enough to destroy Krypton's moon. So right from there, you can literally scale Steppenwolf himself anywhere from continental to even moon level. We even have another statement where Batman even stated that Superman was stronger than a planet.
The mother box was designed to reshape a planet. So, what if you were stronger than a planet? Your cells lying dormant, but incapable of decay. If you were in a conductive field, a boost from the mother box
could bring him back to life.
Now with that out the way, one thing I want to clear up, I've been seeing a lot of people saying that Superman was amped by the mother box, which is not true at all. First off, Henry Cavill did not reshoot any scenes for the Zack Snyder cut, and he stated that it was already in the movie, it just didn't show up in the Whedon cut. Because in the Zack Snyder cut, we see Superman literally recharge before helping the Justice League, clearly indicating that he was not amped at all. When it comes to the realm of speed, the DCU was famous for the faster than light speed feats.
Starting in Man of Steel, when Superman was able to escape a singularity, which is something that light can't even do.
We also have many characters that can react, dodge, and block heat vision, which is stated in the Batman v Superman guidebook to be light speed. We also know the Flash can easily go past the speed of light, both statements and feats to back it up. As far as scaling, he outruns everybody else in the Justice League. How? Do you really need me to explain? Okay. You know that very cool scene where Superman pretty much was beating the crap out of the Justice League? So Flash, started running really fast and he made eye contact with Superman and then he realized Superman could see him. Yeah, that really cool scene. Everybody else in the Justice League was completely frozen besides them two. And what's really crazy about that, right before that, Cyborg actually blocked Superman's heat vision, which once again was stated to be light speed by the guidebook. And what really makes this terrifying is that this is a very inexperienced Flash, so that's very scary. And even Wonder Woman has light speed reactions. She was able to save Batman from Doomsday's heat vision, which also clashed it with Superman's heat vision, so putting them both on par with each other. Man, just to jump back to Flash really quickly, that is so terrifying. Like, Superman wasn't able to hit him until Flash tried to basically push Superman, which obviously Superman's physically stronger. But still though, that's very terrifying. Now this pains me to say because I'm a diehard Superman fan, but the Flash is the most overpowered, broken hero. This guy's speed allows him to do and beat almost anybody. And nobody has a chance at beating this guy at full power. This man is crazy, insanely powerful. This man literally phased through the mother box that was destroying, well, not destroying, but, terraforming the entire planet. He can phase through all of that. Every single attack you can throw at him, he will phase through it. He's too fast. If he wants to move so fast that you can't even see him, he can do that. He can blitz you. You won't know. Flash is the most broken hero. This dude is unbeatable because of his speed. And I don't think anyone, no Avenger can come close to him in terms of speed.
In the MCU, the speed department is much more complex, as every character sort of scales to one another due to them all being able to trade blows with the Mad Titan, showing relativity to one another. Which is why we must dig deeper. We can use as a basis the fact that pretty much every Avenger can dodge and block gunfire. We have feats like Spider-Man being able to react to multiple drones shooting at him at point-blank range, and him dodging and destroying all of them with supreme efficiency. Spider-Man has also been shown to dodge lightning-based attacks from Electro in the No Way Home movie, which further cements his speed at those hypersonic to massively hypersonic levels of speed. Which furthermore, scaling from Spider-Man is where most top tiers would also be, or at least that's what we will think. As we clearly saw Spider-Man's Spidey sense being too fast for even Doctor Strange. Keep in mind, Doctor Strange was probably the guy who fared the best against a Thanos that had the Infinity Stones. So do with that as you will. Outside of Spider-Man, Avengers such as Captain America and other low tiers have been tagged by gunfire before, and these same Avengers have been shown to be relative to the high tiers in both Infinity War and Endgame. So hypersonic to massively hypersonic is where most, if not all, the really top tiers are at. In terms of game-changing abilities, from the Avengers side, we have a few obvious choices. First of those is none other than Doctor Strange himself, who has a wide arsenal of incredible magical abilities, of which his best is probably the Mirror Dimension, which he can use to trap anyone within a parallel dimension and keep them there while he has complete control of said dimension. Doctor Strange also used to have the Time Stone, which I will not be using in this particular debate for the simple reason it is not an ability or a standard equipment of his. Outside of Doctor Strange, we have Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch, who has the ability to manipulate chaos magic in the form of telekinesis, telepathy, energy blast, and so much more. She has way more abilities, but to keep it simple, we will be using only Wanda as an Avenger, so we only including feats up to Endgame. Possibly we could also use her in WandaVision, where she warps reality around an entire town, which is an extremely powerful and game-changing ability she could use to fight the Justice League. Now that said, I will not be using Wanda from Multiverse of Madness, because she's no longer an Avenger, she's already a full-on villain. Other game-changing abilities from the Avengers is Stormbreaker, which is Thor's most powerful weapon, who he can use to create portals and teleport beings across the realms and insane distances. There is also Captain Marvel, who can fly at much faster than light speeds, though as shown, her combat speed does not equate to her travel speed as shown prior in the video. The Avengers also have geniuses like Tony and Rocket, who can create contraptions capable of taking down moon-level beings, as via statement from Rocket in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. And Tony can upgrade his suit with parts in mid-fight, making him incredibly diverse in battle. All that said, unfortunately for the Avengers, they get severely blistered by the Justice League, especially by the Justice League's strongest character. And no, I do not mean Superman. Enter the Flash. Like Shady mentioned, the DCEU's version of the Flash, while not as broken as his comic book counterpart, is still a being capable of breaching the boundaries of space and time, thanks to the Speed Force. He is so fast that even if we allow Doctor Strange to use the Infinity Stone of Time, it is arguable that the Flash would not be affected by it, since the Speed Force grants him the ability to freely move beyond time and space. Even if Thor were to magically tag him and transform him into another realm, the Flash could simply come back through the Speed Force, as shown in the CW crossover where the DCEU Flash meets Grant Gustin Flash, showing how the speedsters can even travel to other universes. So yeah, the Flash would definitely have knocked out 90% of the Avengers cast before the fight had even started. And even those like Captain Marvel and Wanda, who have the power to survive an onslaught from the Flash himself, would be unable to retaliate to his insane speed. And even if we granted them the chance to react, they'd probably be too busy getting blistered by Superman as well. Because as we discussed earlier, Superman as well as the entire JLA members possess far superior reaction speeds and combat speed to that of the Avengers. Not only that, but Superman has the attack potency to even one-shot the physically strongest Avenger in Captain Marvel. As while she did survive a planetary force to the face by Thanos, the blow did knock her out during the remaining of the fight. And unlike Thanos, Superman can actually throw multiple planetary blows at faster than light speeds. So in conclusion, while the MCU has a way more cohesive, versatile, popular and diverse verse, the DCEU is just leagues above them in terms of speed and overall power. So yeah, the winner is the Justice League. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to both me and Shady Saivi's channel, and stay tuned for the next video on the fictional Matrix. God bless you all.